Hey guys! So, with all of my Facebook friends in mind, a lot of times when I post my beauty stuff, I get a lot of comments like, I can never do that. When I try to contour, I look like a clown. Yada yada yada. So, I wanted to do because when I'm in a hurry, I do like the quick natural looking glam in normally 5 minutes or less. So it could be considered glam in a hurry or beginner's glam. And I'm not sure if I can do it on Facebook because it won't let me save. But if you're interested, hop on my Instagram and I'm going to do a quick beginner's glam, 5-minute glam. So I'll see you guys soon.
Hey guys, chug some coffee while I'm waiting. This has to be a quick video. It's supposed to be quick. Realistic, everyday, doable glam. Hi! So I share a lot of my beauty stuff like on my Facebook and elsewhere, and everybody's always like, I can't do that. I can't contour. When I contour, I look like a clown and blah blah blah. So I thought I would do, I'm a mom of 4, so I'm always in a hurry. So I was going to teach my quick techniques for, it's not like full-on glam, it's like everyday semi-glam, not over the top, you know, just pretty. And not only is it cool to teach, like, you know, some quick techniques, but I think it's also really good for beginners who think that they have no chance in being able to do makeup, because it's pretty intimidating when you see people, like, you know, when I post stuff with full-on glam, people are like, I can never do that, you know. So when people aren't talented when it comes to makeup, you know, I think it's important to, you know, sometimes just simplify things so they can realize that they can do it, you know, and look beautiful. So what I've tried to do, like I said, I'm in a hurry. If you are an avid follower, you know that I am going through all of my makeup right now, and there's a ton of stuff in boxes. So I tried, in the little bit of time I had, to find cheap, affordable drugstore products that you guys can go buy that aren't like, you know, versus using my Sigma brushes. I found this little thing that probably came in a kit from the dollar store. So the only thing that I'm going to use that's high-end is the Anastasia kit, only because I can't find my box of contour kits. So you will need a contour / highlight kit. You can use Wet n Wild, you can use Physicians Formula, you can use, who else has a Maybelline. Pretty much every brand has a contour / highlight palette. It does not have to be this one. I wish I had time to find my drugstore brand highlighting / contour kits, because everything else is pretty much drugstore, really affordable. I use my drugstore priced contour and highlighting palettes all the time. I've used my Physicians Formula in a whole bunch of my tutorials, my Physicians Formula contour / highlighting kits. So it doesn't have to be Anastasia Beverly Hills. This isn't even my favorite contour palette. It's just the one that was on my sink. Everything else is in a box because I'm reorganizing. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start working. You will need a contour / highlight kit. your foundation, a sponge, blush, lashes and lash glue, face primer. This is LA Colors face primer, really cheap. When I'm in a huge hurry, I only use 2 brushes, 2. This is a highlighting brush and a blush brush. If I have an extra second, I will use another brush to maybe, you know, detail the contour a little bit if I have an extra minute. So brush number 3 isn't absolutely necessary. You will need a eyebrow brush. I think this came from the doll. I don't even know. This might be like one of my daughters. Like, I have no idea where this thing came from, but it's really cheap. I just want you to know that you can have great eyebrows without having a Sigma brush or whatever, you know, Morphe, all the expensive stuff. You can use a cheap eyebrow brush and have good eyebrows. I have Maybelline. You'll need concealer. I have Maybelline concealer, and recently I've been mixing Maybelline and BH Cosmetics, and this is only like $2 or $3. So concealer, and then because we're going to use lashes, so it's a semi-glam look, you will need mascara, and if you're new at this, you're probably going to need some eyeliner in case you're not quite perfect with your lashes. And obviously lash glue, eyebrow pomade. You'll see all these products as we're using them. I have really dry skin, especially in the winter. If you want to use powder and you're in a huge hurry, just take either one. Like, this is a higher end, this is a lower end, like cheaper. You can use pressed powder, loose powder. Take a big brush if you're in a big hurry and you're worried about using powder. Big fluffy brush and just go over your whole face to set it. I have dry skin. I don't normally set it. And then I always use my NYX setting spray. So I mean, it sounds like a lot, but it's really not a lot. All this stuff together let's take out the Anastasia. Let's pretend that we're using a drugstore highlighting kit like Maybelline. All this stuff together maybe cost 30 bucks. Maybe less. That's without the Anastasia, because I didn't want to use that kit for this. I'm sorry. Everything went wrong before the tutorial started, or the live started, and I just didn't have time. I have to pick my son up at 2, and I just don't have time to dig through boxes, and I wouldn't have got to do the video. Okay, so let's start. This isn't necessary, but just like I would tell you when you're doing your makeup, pick your favorite foundation. So right now, my favorite foundation is BH Cosmetics, and I use a couple drops of NYX Total Control drops. This is like $6. What's this, like $5? $3, $5, something like that. I use this and a couple of drops of this. This is like amazing. I'm obsessed with this foundation. So, going with your foundation. Couple drops of this. Everybody's skin's different, so this may not work for you. Use your favorite foundation. I don't know if that's gonna be enough or not. Oh my gosh, I am in such a huge hurry. Such a huge hurry that I didn't put on my face primer. You have to wear face primer. So I'm gonna kind of wipe it off a little bit or blend it in a little bit. It doesn't really make a difference. And grab that LA Colors. This costs $4. It's a small bottle, but it is amazing, especially if you have dry skin. Okay, face primer. I have to pick up my son at 2, so I get all flustered when I'm in a hurry. And I mean, I can do this in less than 5 minutes, but not on live when I'm explaining to you what to do. Once you get your foundation and your eyebrows on, the contour and the blush like takes seconds, because we're gonna put our contour on with a highlighter brush. I hit my head really hard on the van door today, got a huge bump. Okay, so now that we have our absolutely necessary face primer on, we can continue. I love this face primer, and I've got all the really expensive ones, and I love this face primer. Okay, so back to foundation. Let's pretend that didn't happen. I got really sick, for those of you who don't avidly follow me, and wasn't able to work for 2 weeks straight. So I'm a little bit out of sorts. Trying to get back into the rhythm of things isn't easy, but I'll get there. Okay, so here we go again. Round 2. If you want to use a brush, you can, but I'm telling you, the sponge just makes, it's just so, the blender, it's just so much faster. You're in a hurry, just slap it on there. You don't have to worry about any streaks. I have to kind of look in the mirror too, because it looks completely different in the phone than it does. I need a little bit more, so I just press like, it's like 90% BH Cosmetics, and then drop. I think that this just brightens it up a little bit because I am so pale. But this, the BH Cosmetics foundation is just really nice, full coverage. It doesn't, like, that's a lot. That was way too much. Doesn't stick to your dry spots. It's just, I had no expectations when I ordered it, and I was just absolutely blown away, and now it's my go-to. And I never thought that this is way too much. I was so stuck on the foundation I was using before, I never thought I would find anything that would compare to it, so I'm impressed, to say the least. That was way too much. Way too much. Just keep blending it out because I got way too much. And I wasn't even going to do my forehead, but in order to show you, in case you guys, you know, aren't going to wear it, I'm going to put a hat on. It's freezing cold outside. So normally when I wear a hat, I don't do my forehead. But I want to show you how to go around with your contour. And then I'll just put my hat on and cover it up. Wow, that bruise hurts. See how nice that foundation is? And then, it's not perfect because I'm working really fast, but that's real life. We're talking about real life here. In real life, we're in a huge hurry. We don't have a ton of time to sit down in our studio and play with our face. Alright. I can't even sit in my studio right now because my desk is covered in clothes from the 2 weeks where I was sick. Okay. Face check. I'm going to do my eyebrows now. Yeah, I'll do my eyebrows and then I'll do my concealer. This is NYX Tame & Frame. How much is this? Like $5, $6? With this cheap little brush that I've never used. I am used to using my Sigma brush. So let's see how this goes. I just wanted to show you that you don't have to have the expensive stuff to do your makeup. That you can, you know, because I get comments like, I can't do it, I would look like a clown, or I can't afford this, or I can't afford that. You know, I didn't always have the fancy stuff. All you need is a eyebrow shaped angled brush. This one is a little stiffer than I'm used to working with, but it will do the job. And I always say do your good brow first, then every time I'm on live, I start with my bad one. Hi guys. So stupid. So this is like a quick everyday mom on the go glow. And I have the window open because when the heat's on, this bathroom gets so hot. Especially with these lights. Always do your good brow first and then make your bad brow match your good brow. I did my bad brow first like an idiot. I do it every time I'm on live. Every single time. If I'm making videos off live, like, you know, just making tutorials that aren't recorded live, I always do it right. If I'm doing just my makeup in the mirror, I always go good brow first. But every time I do it live, I go over here first. I have no idea why. So stupid. Obviously, I'm distracted. And right now I'm letting my brows grow in, so they're kind of all over the place, and I haven't trimmed them, so they're not shaped perfectly. So it's really hard for me, it's been really hard for me to get them to match. I don't want to trim them until they're done growing, or shape them. So I'm kind of stuck with a hot mess of a brow at the moment. This brush is a little harder to work with. I have an itch. But it works. I think this brush came in a kit with a really cheap thing of pomade from a long, long time ago. Probably like 5 years ago. And it was never opened. I never used the pomade, so I just opened it and took out the brush. I didn't even look at what brand it was. They're definitely not perfect, but they'll do. It does have a spoolie on the other end. And brush them out a little bit. Please don't mind my hair, it is a freaking mess. That's why I'm putting on a hat. I don't have time to mess with it. The whole messy brow thing's kind of in right now, so I can kind of pull it off until they're done growing in. If you mess up one of your brows, just kind of go around and fix them up. And normally I would take the time to go around with concealer, but we're in a hurry, so we're not going to do that. And your spoolie also works as an eraser. The spoolie should be pretty clean. I made this a little too thick. So just go through and erase whatever pomade you don't want there. But it's looking a hot mess because I need to tweeze my brows. This one is so much thicker, I can't take it. Hold on just a second. Still thicker. That's because there's actually more hair over here. Because I'm letting them grow in. So I'm just going to try not to fill in all the hair. And pretend like they match. Ah! Yeah. I mean, if you can get a nicer brush, it's ideal, but not necessary. Normally doesn't take me this long to do my brows, I admit that. But I just wanted to, you know, people who aren't obsessed with makeup or, you know, beauty gurus and don't have a million brushes, I was trying to find products that I thought that you might have at your house. So that you can actually relate to the video. Versus you saying nothing but, well, it's going to cost me $300 before I can even make that face happen. You know what I mean? It's not cool. Alright, brows. Now let's do concealer. I've been using, well, it always varies with me. It's on the counter and I am, like I said, reorganizing. Maybelline Master Conceal was laying out. And recently I've been adding in any sort of white concealer just to brighten things up. So just either put them on, because there's two different colors, I'm just going to go ahead. This bottle is a mess. I'm going to dot them on my face if I can. The bottle is not trustworthy. That was a lot. I wanted to do a dot, dot, dot. That didn't work out. And a little bit over here. No idea why I put that down there. And then we'll try to dot with this. This is really runny. This is BH Cosmetics and this cost, I think, $3. I was gonna go dot, 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 dot. But that just doesn't look very neat, does it? And I have a little bump on my nose, so I normally just like, you know, look, it just pours out. That's the thing with this. You can't really rely on this as a concealer. Well, it's white. Why would you use it as a concealer? But it's really runny. It's way too runny. Just like you go up the side of your nose to make it look smaller. Unfortunately, I do not have a perfect bridge. That is way too much. I should have just put it on my blender. I've never done it this way before. In order to make my bump look smaller, you gotta, you know, get rid of the shadows, so make it, brighten it up. Just like you go up the side of your nose, that is way too much concealer because it just poured out. I've never had this much concealer on my face in my life. Everything's going wrong. It'll work though. We'll pull it off. What was I talking about? Seriously, that's a ton of concealer. I cannot believe how much came out. I'm gonna have to literally switch sides to get rid of some of it. But you go up the side of your nose to make your nose look smaller. I go ahead and go over my eyelids. What time is it? I'm running out of time. Dear God, let me finish this. Why does everything have to turn into a hot mess? I shouldn't have done it in a hurry. But it's like now or never, because I go pick up my son at 2 and then, well, actually 2:15. And then we literally get home and then we have to go pick up my 2 other kids. So then I have 4 kids at home. And then I can't, I'm just spreading this because there's just so much. And then I literally can't get anything done. And that was way too much white. Look at that. This is insane. I'm gonna have to mount it down if I have time. Never cover your whole face with concealer. That BH Cosmetics white concealer is so runny, I've learned. I've never applied it directly to my face. I've always put it on my beauty blender. I was going to try to put it on my face to show you how I kind of do it, because it's hard to show you exactly what it looks like on the blender, but it just like poured out. It's like milk. It just like pours out. So now my whole face is covered in concealer, which is not at all what I was planning on doing. But it'll have to do. We'll redo this again sometime and that won't happen. I'm not quite used to working with that BH white concealer. I only got it, I got it a week or so ago. I've only used it 2 or 3 times, and I put a drop on my blender. It doesn't look too bad considering the circumstances. If I had time, I would take, you know what, I'm going to take a tiny bit of the foundation just to bring some color back in, and then go in with my contour, highlight, blush, and pray to God we have time to throw these lashes on. And I should have just skipped the forehead and left the hat on. Would have saved some time. Okay, so when I'm in a huge hurry, I take my contour, any contour kit. Ugh. I always start, can't get it open because I have nails on. I always start with the contour, and with this one I kind of mix between the darker and the light. I just kind of go in, there's a hair on here too. I kind of go in between here and here with my highlighting brush because I'm in a hurry. And normally if I have time I would clean it up with a little bit of concealer, but that's not always necessary. My hair is getting in my way. And then I just take it all the way around. I even, when I'm in a big hurry like this, I even do my nose with my highlighting brush. And obviously sometimes it's going to turn out great and sometimes not so great. It normally turns out great because I'm not on live. Normally I never ever get thrown off on live, but since I've been sick, this is what, my second or third live? And I would have been fine had I not started after 1:30, but I have a 1-year-old baby downstairs and he made lunchtime take an hour and a half. So what are you gonna do? Nothing I can do about it. And then I take and I go down here all the way down my neck, just a little bit. Looks funny there, like I missed a spot. That's better. Make sure you go behind your ears, on your ears, so nothing looks funny. And this particular kit's a little glowy, so you got kind of a glowy contour going on, and ideally I would straighten that up a little bit. And then I just take this when I'm in a big hurry and go straight up to my eyebrow. Under, across, all the way up to your eyebrow. I'm using the lighter one. Just so it's a little bit contoured. Now, I'm sure all of you have a perfect bridge. I don't. And normally you would clean that up a little bit. And this up a little bit. I don't have time to put more concealer on here. There's a little bit left because there was a ton on there. That's what I should have done. I should have just left it on there for cleanup. And then the key is blush and highlight. I'll go ahead. Let's go ahead and do blush first. I'm terrified I'm not going to have time for my lashes. Okay, blush. I'm obsessed with Milani blushes. This one is Luminoso. I think. Yes, Luminoso. I just opened it though, so that's came out a little strong. But once you get your highlight on, it kind of tames it down. And I take my blush and I just like dust across my forehead. Not a lot, just a little bit to kind of bring it all together. And then normally I would tame it down a little bit with my beauty blender. Obviously I went up way too high with the blush. I would have to fix that too. But still, it's just contour, blush. I also take my blush down here, just a little bit, just to kind of bring it all together. Makes you look nice and healthy. Rather than having just a brown glowy neck, now it's kind of pinkish and brown and glowy. Looks more natural. Obviously not as bright as my cheeks. Just a dust. And then the nose. I always do my nose. And then highlight. brush off your highlighting brush or grab another one if you have time. Go into the brightest color they got. And go right here. Sometimes I feel like it's okay to go in strong with the blush because a lot of times once I do my highlight, I have to go back in with my blush. For my skin tone, I love this, don't get me wrong, but for my skin tone, this is not my favorite highlight. It's a beautiful highlight. It's just a little bit more golden versus I need kind of more of a whitened, because I'm just so white and bright. It still looks really pretty no matter what. And then I take on my lips. See, if you have a perfect bridge, take it all the way up your nose. If I had, next time, when I have time, I can show you how to contour a perfect bridge nose and a nose with a little bump on it. Unfortunately, I have the bump. And then normally, what time it is? What time is it? We have a second. Normally take tiny bit of concealer, tiny bit, put it on your hand and dab from there. I was trying to show you everything on my face, but the best thing to do, even with foundation, is just put it on your hand, use it like it's a palette, like as if you were painting, and do it that way so you never have what just happened to my face happen. I was trying to do that to show you what I was doing, but it just didn't work out too well because you can't depend on the bottles. And then it would be nice to have a lip, so I'm going to try to add a lip and pray to God I can get the lashes on fast enough. This is another BH Cosmetics product. It's the Luxe Lip. It's a really pretty pink. I love this lipstick. It's like less of a lipstick to me and more of like a good for your skin. I'm obsessed with it. My lips look healthy all day. They never crack or chap. If it's too light, you can add some liner or whatever you want to it. It's just beautiful. BH Cosmetics Luxe. And it is not glam unless you have lashes. So we're gonna try. Normally my hands are pretty steady and I'm quick as quick can be with my lashes. So, oh, and I got these. I picked these out in particular versus any fancy lashes. You can get these at any drugstore or Walmart or whatever. And they're Mega Lashes. Mega Volume. Ardell. They have like a double layer lash. They look pretty. Just try to slam these on as quick as possible. I can't get it off because I have nails on. Normally I never use anything to put my lashes on but my fingers, but sometimes you have nails on, it's a little difficult, so I might have to use my tweezers. It's gonna look so much better when I put my hat on because I don't have my hair done. I use Kiss. This is Kiss lash glue. It costs $2 at Walmart. Normally the lashes come with lash glue every so often. You'll get a really good pair of lashes that has amazing glue, but normally it's junk. This glue looks pretty, this glue works pretty good, especially for the price. My phone's dying. Come on, go in. I'm putting it in the wrong way. Okay. I thought I had it plugged in that whole time. So you want to put your lash glue on and let it sit for, they say 30 seconds, but you should probably let it sit a little longer, but I'm not, because I'm in a big hurry. And if I had time, I would darken this lip up a little bit. I have a really pretty Wet n Wild lip liner that makes this lip look like really, really pretty, because this is a gorgeous lip. It just needs a little added color. Brighten it up a little bit. These lashes feel really flimsy. Normally you have to really wiggle them around and bend them. And because I have nails on, I'm getting glue all over my fingers, and you don't want to have any glue on your fingers, because if you have any glue on your fingers, it's just going to stick to your fingers versus your lid. So I'm going to try to wipe it off. I will bend them a little bit, and if you put them on and they're not quite perfect, or you have any like little spots, because that, you know, most people cut their lashes, but I want the full lash, so I put the full lash on. That's how you bend them back and forth. But if you ever have any problems like with a teeny tiny space, you don't want a big space, you can just take a little bit of liner and fill it in. You can also use liquid liner to, look at that. You can also use liquid liner to fill in your lashes. If you don't, like, if you have a really nice pair of lashes that you don't want to ruin, the, what's it called? I'm gonna have to look in the mirror for a second. And I am not used to these lashes. I'm used to my lashes. Ah, it's stuck to me. Yeah. Okay, we're using tweezers. Oh my gosh, you guys. I hate working with NYX foundation drops because every single time I use them, I forget to close them and they spill. They spill all over the sink and the countertop. I have spilt more bottles of NYX foundation drops than I can even count at this point. Because you're working, so you leave the bottle open so you can use more drops, and then you bump them and the whole darn bottle spills. Oh, there's a mirror behind me. I can use it just pretty far away. And as you can see my lashes are like they have some makeup on them. But I can cover that up with my liquid liner. I hope there's enough glue on this one. It kind of wiped off on my finger. Oh, I'm supposed to be using my tweezers. I also have all those fancy tools for lashes. They do work, but they're not necessary. If you don't have nails on, use your fingers. I think that's what works best for me anyway. If you have nails on, you might have to use your tweezers. because they just keep sticking to my nails. And that's a little sloppy for me. Really sloppy for me. Keep wiggling it around. I'm used to using my fingers. I never use tweezers. There we go. I'm sorry, you guys, this has been a hot mess, only because my son's school is so strict I cannot be late. So I get all bent out of shape when I'm worried, and then all hell breaks loose. Literally. Especially when I'm on live. Because I want to finish, but I cannot be late. They are so strict. I cannot be late. I'm just gonna, I would normally do this with my fingers, but I'm afraid I have glue on them. So I'm gonna pull them together with my tweezers. This spot obviously needs some more glue, and in a situation like that, I just literally take the glue and apply it to the lash, versus taking them all the way off. Don't have time. And then I take Almay and just cover up my lashes. And I normally use they're still a little bit wet, so normally you'd wait a minute before you start working on this. But I don't have a minute. But it fully covers up your lashes and any parts of the lash that you don't, you know, just makes everything blend together. And this is the best liquid liner to use because it's not runny and it dries immediately. And I'm sorry I haven't had time to read any of your comments. I will read them after I pick up my baby. My toddler. So I have 3 boys, 1, 3, and 8, and a girl that's 6. See, there's a tiny little space there, so instead of like trying to kill myself over it right now, I'm just gonna color it. Because normally I would take the time to push it back together and add glue, but I don't have time. And if you color it in, nobody can tell. It just looks like. You can also take this little thing and just push your lashes in. And then once they're dry, take your fingers. I never use the curlers. I just take my fingers and flip up, and it works amazing. Oh, I just got my lid. But anyway, flip up versus using the curlers. That's what I do. And when they're glued down good, they flip up, like they curl themselves. You just push them up. This is driving me nuts. It needs more glue. This is the problem with working with cheaper lashes, I have to admit. Because my good lashes, I just pop them on. I don't have this problem. And I think it's 1, I have nails on, so I gotta give them that. But 2, they're really flimsy. Like so flimsy. Versus having some actual structure to them. I'm used to working with thicker, bigger, more dependable lashes. So in my opinion, it's worth spending a couple extra dollars to get a pair of lashes that you don't have to mess with. I'm talking 5-minute makeup. You can't, I mean, now if I didn't have nails on, I may have been able to, I probably could have done that a lot faster. I know I could have done that a lot faster. Where's my hat? There are so many things that I would want to fix, but don't have time. I wanted to add we gotta go. These are, I'm in love with the I literally spilt that whole bottle of drops. There's like 6 lives now where I've spilt a whole bottle of drops. The NYX drops. Because every time I knock them over and I don't realize they're spilling. I wanted to add a tiny bit of liner. Just to darken the lip a tad bit. Anyway, I was just trying to show people, even though this turned out to be a mess, I'll do it again whenever it's earlier in the morning. Asher gave me a really hard time this morning. He's sick. He has a really bad ear infection. He's scheduled to get tubes put in on the 19th. So he's been really difficult. So some morning when the kids are at school and I have more time and I'm not rushed, I just want to show you, when I'm nice, cool, calm, and collected, that it's really not that hard to throw on a little bit of powder contour and highlight and blush. You know what I mean? Like, you can do it. I know you can do it. And there are a lot of amazing, affordable products out there. You don't have to have all the fancy brands. You know what I mean? I am not crazy about these lashes at all. Everything else I'm okay with, not happy with. My brows would have turned out a lot better if I had, I'm just so used to working with my brush, you know, it's like a thing where I'm used to the size of it and how it works. So the brush kind of did make my brows look not like they normally do. I put my concealer on different to try to show you. That messed me up. Won't do that again. But everything's okay to me except for these lashes. I don't like these lashes. I don't suggest you buy them. I think they were like $7. I intentionally bought drugstore lashes, so I knew it was something that you could go buy. And you can get lashes that are so much nicer than this. So much nicer than this for probably the same price. Okay guys, I gotta go or I'm gonna be late. Thanks for hanging out with me. And let's hope that it turns out better next time. I love you guys so much. I'll read your comments and get back to you as soon as I can. Talk to you soon. Bye. Malachi, do you want to say hi? Hi. There he is. We got him. What do you have to say, Malachi? Do you have anything to say? YouTube and chocolate milk. Well, it's nice to see you too. YouTube and chocolate milk. That's what he wants. any other demands? Huh? Chase's Corner. So even though that my attempt at a 5-minute, because normally when I do my 5-minute like everyday glam, it takes me 5 minutes, but I tried to do things differently to show you guys how to do it, and it turned out to be a complete disaster. But the makeup's still pretty, so that's all that really matters. But I would like to do the video again just to prove that it really only does take 5 minutes. And I feel like me going into depth with things probably made it look a little bit harder than it is. Because it's not hard at all. Step 1, primer. Step 2, foundation. Eyebrows, concealer. Powder, contour, blush, highlighter. Lashes. Some eyeliner, or liquid liner, and mascara, which I didn't have time to do. Throw on some lipstick and some, oh goodness, what's it called? Finishing spray, and you're done. That's simple. It's a couple steps. You can buy all of them. You can buy everything at an affordable price. You won't look like a clown, and you won't be full glam, but you know, you'll look good. You know, you'll look like you know what's up, you know? And it's really important that you feel good about yourself. I want you to feel good about yourself. I want you to feel beautiful. And if you feel that you are unable, I mean, you don't need makeup to be beautiful, obviously. But, you know, you deserve to doll yourself up every so often. And if you feel like you're unable to do that, I want to show you that you definitely can do that, for sure. Break it down into some simple steps where there's no way that you can't do it. Anybody can do it. So that's basically what I was trying to, that was the whole gist of the video, the live I did prior to this. Right, Malachi? Wait, can we see him? It's so bright. Freezing cold and bright. Right, Malachi? Right?
It's off.
Oh no, it's dying. Right, Malachi? Uh-oh, I better end it? Or, oh my gosh, I can't even see it. Hold on, guys. I can't even see you. My phone's gonna die because the whole time I was doing this tutorial, my phone wasn't charging. So I'm gonna end this, and maybe we'll do a live later. But anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Say bye, Malachi.
Bye.
What? I've been getting the van. Hi, Jade. How was your day? Evan, I'm not, as long as you're talking like that, I'm not talking to you. How was your day? No, Evan, stop being annoying. Have a good day?
Yeah.
Good day. Evan's being weird. Evan, get in the van. Kids are so weird. Now I got a whole van full of 4. On school days, it feels like all I do is run back and forth and take them, pick them up, take them, pick them up, take them, pick them up. It's really hard to actually plan anything for your day. because you're doing nothing but... Why is it beeping? Oh. It thinks there's a passenger, but it's just a bunch of backpacks. But I felt bad because a whole bunch of people had popped on when I was racing to finish my face, and I didn't get to say hi to anybody. Hi Candace. Hi Mindy. Who else? I only got to watch like 5 minutes of the live because I was picking up kids. Hi everybody else who said hi. I said that I would go through and read all the comments, and I will. I haven't finished. But I will read all of your comments, answer all your questions. Because I literally couldn't even look at the comments. I was in such a huge hurry. And I was late. And I'm not allowed to ever be late. And I was late. But yeah, everything turned out bad because I was trying to do things differently so that I thought that it would help show you how to, but next time I'm going to do things the way I normally do them, and I'm sure you'll still understand how to, and then I won't have any problems. This van's going to drive me nuts. There's no passenger. The only thing that I'm not happy with is these lashes. And I really do think that these lashes cost like $7. The Adele Double Mega Lash, I think they're called, which is way too much for these cheap, flimsy junk lashes. Don't, for one pair, and they're not going to be reusable. Don't waste your money on that. Nope. I got them just because I thought that it would be good to use for a video like that, because I know that you can go to a drugstore and buy it. But they're definitely a waste of money in my opinion. I had, normally I go boop, one time, one and done, even with my nails. The lashes I normally use, if I have nails on, I still can get them on with one done. They were a mess.
Oh, what's this?
They were so flimsy and just awful. No, I will never use those again. And I can't believe how expensive they were. You can get lashes that are so much nicer for the same price. So, just a little heads up. Are you waiting to get out of the van? Anyway, I have to go in and slave myself for 4 kids. What? What? You're okay? Here, Jade. Here, let me show them your beautiful face. Look how pretty she is. Show them how you have no front teeth. No, go like this. No front teeth. She fell the other day flat on her face and busted her nose. That was Friday, and it's almost all better. Incredible how fast that healed. It was so bad I thought she broke her nose. She's so tough though, she hardly even cried. Malachi, what are you gonna do when we go inside? Chocolate milk. We didn't have time to get chocolate milk. Okay. Alright guys, well, I'll hop back on if I get a chance. I gotta go in and do homework and a ton of snacks and a ton of work. I'd rather just go hide somewhere. A ton of chocolate milk for Malachi. He's obsessed with chocolate milk. All I ever hear is chocolate milk, chocolate milk, chocolate milk, chocolate milk. And 90% of the time I have to say no, 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 because I have to limit him. He can't live off of chocolate milk. I'm like, what do you want for dinner? He's like, chocolate milk? I'm like, no. You know what I mean? No. What do you think, Asher? Oh goodness, he's sick. He's got boogers all over the place. Poor boy needs tubes in his ears.
Hello?
Alright,
I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Thanks for hanging out. If you have any questions, send me a DM. And I'll talk to you soon. Love you guys. Bye.